Yo, what is good, YouTube? Tempo TCG here, back on my YouTube channel for the first time in way too long, but I just kind of ran out of video ideas because the last format was super stale. We're back at it again, hopefully with some daily uploads, and today we're going to be starting off with a deck that I think is super cool, and that is Arceus VSTAR Hand Lock. Now, I know what you're thinking is, well, is there really much hand lock in this current format? And to that, I say yes. We did in the new Temporal Forces set. We did get Eri, and Eri just essentially your opponent reveals their hand, and you can discard 2 items you find there. This is really strong against some decks that are playing heavy rare candies, decks like CPAL that need superior energy retrieval. We also did get Hand Trimmer, which is each player discards cards from their hand until they have 5. Your opponent discards first. This is also just a really good way at controlling decks like Lost Box to make sure they don't have huge hands. Now, the star of the show is this Luxray V here with the Fang Snipe attack, which for 2 energies does 30 damage, and your opponent reveals their hand, you discard a trainer card you find there, and that's kind of just the whole deck. We're drawing cards with Bibarel. We do have an Arceus engine, as Arceus is really good at just attacking. It's how we're essentially going to win, is we're going to attack, start taking a little prizes, make it so our opponent can't set up, and then we're just going to go Luxray, 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 Luxray. And yeah, pretty much that's just it. We're either decking our opponent out, or if it's a deck that's weak to stuff like Arceus, we're just going to start swinging with Arceus. So without further ado, let's jump into the gameplay. Alrighty, so it looks like we're going to be calling the coin flip. We're going to call heads here. We'll see what it lands on here. Coin's going to flip. It's going to be heads. This is a deck we want to go first on, as we are playing Arceus. So we do want to play Arceus Attach Pass. And then hopefully next turn we can Trinity Nova for some damage and for our energy acceleration. Now this hand doesn't look amazing, but it is pretty solid actually. We do get our Arceus start here, which against most decks is ideal. We are playing Chien-Pao backs, which is honestly probably one of the best decks we can hit playing this deck, as Eri is really good against this deck. They do want big hands, so let's hopefully we can get a little dub here. Now we do have Buddy PAF. This card is going to allow us to get 2 Bidoofs when we first set up. A Nest Ball is going to let us get a Luxray, so I think we're going to be absolutely cooking in this game. Now, we do have not really any ways of like evolving our Arceus or anything, so I guess we're going to have to wait and see. We did get 3 mulligans, so that's pretty good. TM Devolution is also really solid in this deck. I forgot to go over it earlier, and we do get the Ultra Ball to get our other to get our Arceus VSTAR later. We are going to go in with our Nest Ball for this Luxray V, and then we are just going to Buddy PAF in here for our 1 Bidoof. Now we do have a full bench setup. We are going to get our attach, and then we are just going to pass. Now this is an absolutely nutty start. We got absolutely every card we could ever want, and they have lone Frigiback. So let's see what we can make happen next turn. They do have this lone Frigiback start. They do have a Nest Ball though, so they do at least get something into play. It's going to be a CPAL. Now what's really good for us is this fridge here has 2 retreat costs, so they cannot just attach, retreat, shivery, chill. They do have the Earthen Vessel though, so that is going to get them 2 energies, probably the lightning and the water, so they are going to be playing Iron Hands, so we do have to watch out for that. However, I really think that next turn we could almost just start Fang Sniping right away and prevent them from getting any rare candies in their hand. I actually do think that could be a really solid play if we just grab Arceus VSTAR and then we get Switch and DTE, especially because they have such a small hand right now. It could really hurt them. Now here they're going to conceal the cards, put them up to 4 hand size. I don't know if they're going to get anything else going though. We do know that at least one of those cards is an energy card here. Actually it could just be, oh, they are going to Iono us to 6 here, so maybe we're going to get a different hand. That is always a real possibility with this deck, is our hand being disrupted, but honestly we do play lots of hand disruption ourselves. Judge plus Fang Snipe is absolutely crazy, and not a lot of people really realize how strong it's going to be. Now here we did get our Bibarel and our Arceus VSTAR, so we are very easily setting up here. They do have a 3-card hand that is very low. This is one of the reasons I'm kind of thinking Fang Snipe is going to be really strong, because maybe they've got a draw supporter in here like Irida. We can just get rid of that with Fang Snipe. We also have Eri first, so we could almost use Eri as a supporter to view that hand and then decide if Fang Snipe is worth it. And that is honestly one of the things about this deck that is absolutely insane. So here we're going to Eri. We're going to see they do have Irida, Water Energy, and Iron Hands EX. So Fang Snipe is going to be ridiculous here. So here we're going to attach our Hero's Cape. We're going to Bibarel here for 2 cards. And we're going to see, maybe we'll get one of the pieces we need. We do get our double turbo energy. I think that's really solid. Let's Hisuian Heavy Ball, see what's in our prize cards. It's an Arceus V, a double turbo, a lightning energy, one of our Bibs, a Jet, and a Calamitous Wasteland. I don't really think we need any of these cards here. And then here we are just gonna go with our good old Starbirth here. We're gonna Starbirth for our switch card. This just allows us to switch out next turn, obviously. Well, not next turn, this turn. We're just gonna grab our switch, and we're also gonna grab Grabber, and Grabber is going to put that Iron Hands on the bottom of their deck. Just limits their hand size even more. So even if they top deck this Ultra Ball, they've got nothing they can do here. So here we're gonna go in with our Fang Snipe. Here's our Fang Snipe for 10 damage. And that is going to be able to discard this Irida out of their hand here. So yeah, there we go. We do know that their hand is not looking spectacular right now. Let's see if they can make anything at all happen. One of them is a water energy, so they are able to play that concealed cards. But I truly don't think any top deck is going to save them. Maybe Irida, but even Irida would just... They did top deck an Irida, so what can I say? Irida just allows them to get candy backs. So I honestly don't even know if it's really going to be that good. We could also just try to find our Devolution, which would probably hurt them a lot. But Fang Snipe I still think is pretty okay. They're going to conceal cards here up to 2. So if they get Bibarel, they are still playing the game. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now, this deck is also really funny because especially on the TCG Live ladder, you are going to make a lot of people just concede. So that could be a very real possibility here is we could just keep playing this game until they concede because, hey, they're not getting to play. They did get 1 rare candy out. They likely only play 3. So if we can discard the other 2 and then Devolution, we are obviously going to win this game. So here they're going to Earthen Vessel away their other Irida for 2 water energies. That does not seem great. However, we do know that just one of those energies is water, or that every card in their hand is a water energy. My bad. They are going to Super Cold here. I'm not really sure. They're just going to collect to draw a card. Now, this 2-card hand for them is kind of really, really small. I don't really know if there's anything we need an S-Ball for. Let's just look in our deck quick, see what there is. Maybe looping an Arceus isn't too bad. Luxray also has the Radiating Pulse, which is discard 2 energies from this Pokemon and then paralyze them. That can be fairly good into certain matchups. This really isn't one of those matchups, but in the end, I do think that this is still a fine attack to use. It does one-shot cards like Radiant Greninja, cards like Bibarel, and it can lock some higher HP Pokemon. I don't really think there's too many cards we need to be looking for right now. Maybe we are just going to go and grab another Arceus here. This just helps us so that if we need to chain our Arceuses, we can. And then I really just think we're going to Nest Dash. And then we are just going to go in with our Bibarel, Industrious Incisors. We Nest Dash into 1 Lightning Energy. Not overly helpful, but who knows? We did get Iono, Palpad, and more Lightning. So we are actually just going to attach to this Arceus here. Probably our benched Arceus, just like our Arceus V. This just helps it so that, and anyway, we get a double turbo energy. We're just swinging with either Arceus if one gets bossed. We're going to Fang Snipe again for 10 damage. Let's see what's in that hand, buddy. Nest Ball and a water energy. Neither of those are overly useful. However, it is just discarding cards out of their hand, out of their deck. They are going to be able to conceal cards, though. There's a Pokestop. Maybe they're going to Pokestop away some cards we need. There's a Rare Candy and a Hisuian Heavy Ball. So here we can Fang Snipe that other Rare Candy out of their deck. I think that's going to be ridiculously strong here. They're probably just going to end up collecting again. I think that would be pretty smart for them. But yeah, I do think literally just Fang Snipe to get this other Rare Candy out of their hand is going to be ridiculous. They do hit every top deck they ever need, though. Bibarel is kind of a scary card for them to have here. They do Industrious up to 5. But this means that now with their larger hand, we are going to be able to Fang Snipe and probably yield some better cards to discard here. Hand Trimmer could be pretty solid here too. Grabber, let's Grabber. We'll see what's in their hand. They do have Bibarel, Chempao, Frigiback, Superior, Super Rod, and Rare Candy. I think we're just going to dump away this, maybe this Bibarel. I don't really think there's any other, like any cards we really need to get rid of too bad here. I think we can just Nest Dash here. We do want to dump that Rare Candy out of their hand, which is why we're not going for that Iono here. We do go into a Nest Ball, not overly helpful, and then we're just going to Industrious for 4. Here's our boss's orders. We could honestly just sit and boss this Bibarel, cause them to have to retreat out of it with Super Cold, cause them to stop being able to collect. So I think we're just going to evolve our Arceus here and then just Fang Snipe again for 10 damage, discard that Rare Candy out of their hand, and overall just continue to be super toxic. As we can see, the trainers in the discard, they're through 2 Nest Balls, 3 Iridas, and 2 rare candies. So finding the rare candies is going to be really hard with almost all their Iridas gone. Now, maybe they're only playing 3 and they're out of Iridas. This could just be a not very fun game for them. They are going to hit the Pokestop, discarding backs. Okay, so maybe next turn we dump that Super Rod, so they have no way. They are just going to play the Super Rod then. I mean, it kind of makes sense because they know we're going to Fang Snipe it out of their hand. So I think it's... Oh, they're not even going to throw the backs back into the deck. That seems like a grave misplay, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's see what they can make happen here, if anything at all. They're going to SER. I don't really know why they would go. They're going to get rid of Frigabacks. Yeah, see, this is just bad playing on their hand because they could have Super Rodded back these cards, but I guess they're just not going for that. They're going to Super Cold here. I guess the Super Cold gets them an attack, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but I still don't overly see where the not playing the Super Rod later comes into effect because they're still getting the same amount of energies. But I guess now it does mean that they can Shivery Chill or 2 energies instead of having to play like another SER or something. But I'm still just a little bit lost to sequencing. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe that was the correct play, but who knows? They're going to retreat here back into this Chien-Pao. And then I guess they're going to go Shivery Chill for 2 energies to swing with 5. Unless they drew another and they have 6 for the knockout on Luxray, which would probably be pretty solid for them. It'd probably be in a really bad spot for us, but 6 would not be ideal. But the chances they hit 6 are probably very low. But let's see what they can make happen. If not, we just start swinging with Arceus, which is also perfectly fine for us. They're going to go 1. And they're just going to attach 1 and probably swing for 4 here. Zeal cards away 1 for 2 cards. Maybe they're digging for another SER. They do definitely want to get rid of this Luxray, though. They did get another SER. That is perfectly fine for us. We can just start going in with Luxray, or with Arceus. Eventually, when we get the Devolution play, we're going to be perfectly set still. As, you know, they're already through 2 rare candies. So they're only ever going to be able to get 1 more. And I just think that as long as we can play Nutrition enough until we can find another Eri to discard any cards out of their hand. Their hand is pretty big right now, 5 cards. So it's a good shot that they've got stuff because they've only got 12 cards in deck. So unless they prized a rare candy, it's going to be 7 after this turn as well. So going in with Arceus here, hopefully we can find our DTE. That would be the most ideal spot for us to be in. We are going to go in with our 1 Nest Ball and just check around what's in our deck. So let's kind of just wait and see what we can have going on. We're going to promote an Arceus here, obviously, because, well, our only attacker here. We do have Sharon's Care. We're going to go in with Nest Ball. Let's see what we've got going on in the deck. We do have our Eris here still, our Grabbers, our Hand Trimmers, our Devolution. We don't have any way to recover our Luxray, so that's probably what the one thing I would change from this deck is. We are going to go Nest Dash, and then we're just going to Industrious again, just to get us up to 5 more cards. We can go our Industrious Incisors here. And there's our DTE there. We are going to Hand Trimmer them, just get them down 2 cards out of their hand. Chien-Pao doesn't really play too many dead cards, especially post-rotation, so this will be interesting to see what they get rid of. We are just going to attach and then Trinity Nova for 180 and start powering up our bench Pokemon. But I still think we're just going to be perfectly fine in this game. They're going to discard Ultra and Great Ball. We're going to attach here. And then maybe we wait until we hit our other Eri and then we can Palpat it back in. So I think actually the best course of action here is just to swing Trinity Nova for 180 damage. We're going to attach 2 Lightning Energies to our Arceus VSTAR. I don't really think we need to accelerate any more energies. We probably could have accelerated 1 more, but in the end, it's obviously not going to matter too much. It is just 1 more card in the deck. But if we do kind of want our opponent to deck out, so having it there is pretty solid. They are going to Irida. Maybe they're going to grab... I'm trying to think of what they have right now. They do grab another SER and the Baxcalibur, so they are going to Rare Candy Baxcalibur. So the Devolution play here is super strong because it just means they're out of rare candies, right? Like no Chien-Pao list is playing 4. So here we're about to probably see a concede, I'm assuming, as long as we can Iono them to 2 and then grab a rare candy, and then grab our... Eri, or not our Eri, Iono them to 2, and then we can grab our Devolution. Sorry, Eri was gonna help if we had it last turn and rare candy them, and got rid of the rare candies last turn. But here they're just playing their turn out. They're gonna Super Cold here. I'm not really sure if they're gonna have the knockout. I'm assuming they're gonna have 5, but I'm not too sure. If they're only gonna swing with 4, they do have 5 for the knockout, so we can just promote our other Arceus and then just try to find that devolution. We are seeing a lot of cards off of the Iono though, so that is pretty solid. We can also go for Ultra Ball away, whatever our top deck is, and the Pal Pad to hopefully help us find that devolution. We're gonna promote our Arceus here. And let's see what we can make happen. We do find another Ultra Ball, so I do think discarding Ultra Ball for Ultra Ball and Pal Pad to grab the other Arceus helps up our odds. We're going to evolve our bench to Arceus V, and then we're just going to Iono ourselves here. They're going to Iono to 2 cards, which is obviously, they do have a barrel, so it's not actually going to affect them too much. We are going to attach a DTE here, get it out of our hand, and then we're going to Nest Dash, and then we are going to go for our Industrious Incisors to get ourselves hopefully into this devolution. We still don't see the devolution tragically, so I guess we just hope they don't have the nuts in their hand. The devolution is at least one of our next 3 cards. So I guess we're just going to swing Trinity Nova for the knockout here and pray that they do not have the nuts this turn, which kind of seems unlikely, but it is what it is. We are going to get rid of that lightning energy there just because we had to go in anyways. We're going to take our 2 prize cards. There's Arceus V, there's our other Bib. That could have been helpful this turn. They do have 2 prizes left. They have been through 3 SERs, so maybe they have 1 prize. We're going to figure it out. We're going to see what they can get cooking here. Even with an SER, I don't know if they're going to have the energies to do it because they do need 5. So unless they've got it in hand, we're going to see if they reveal it here with the Shivery Chill. They do have 2, so they do have 9 energies plus the 1 lightning energy. So if they have the SER, they do have the game, which is kind of unfortunate, but you know what? In the end, it kind of just goes how it goes. They are going to have the Industrious for 2 here. They are going to have the Nest Ball, so they are going to be able to Industrious for 3 cards, which means their chances of hitting the SER are pretty high. They have nothing to Nest Ball for. So the Industrious for 3 is probably just coming here. If they whiff, that is perfectly fine. They're going to Industrious for 3, but if they have the SER, that is going to be game for them. But let's see if they can get cooking on us here. It's not really looking like they got it because he's sitting here not playing anything. Because if he got it, he just has game. Let's see if they can get literally anything at all cooking. If not, we are just going to go cycle for the devolution play and then just boss up a Excaliburs, boss up everything they boss up anything else to help them stall, to help us stall them out, because they are going to deck out before us here. He's going to swing the 120, discard those 2 energies. Not the best situation for us. We can always retreat, attack with the other Arceus here, just to put us out of harm's way, have them force the boss. We are going to go evolve our other Bibarel. We are going to attach the TM Devo, and then I think we're just fine to boss up this Bibarel here, because then it means they have to retreat out of Bibarel into Chempao in order to continue attacking, and then we are just going to go the devolution play. The devolution play gets rid of both their Excaliburs, which probably means they have no more rare candy. I'm not assuming they play 4. The 3 rare candies, they do still have an SER. So there we go. They've got all that in hand. The devolution is gone. And now hopefully we can just start taking enough prizes that we can win the game here. Discarding the 1 rare candy earlier in the game was very good. They did get their Bibarel back, obviously, because it just went to hand. They are going to be able to Industrious if they could get their hand down from 8, which I'm not really thinking is likely. They are just going to hit that pass on us here. And then I think we're just going to start swinging into stuff potentially. Maybe we're going to go Nest Dash first and then Industrious Incisors. Because if we can boss up this other Chempao, that would be perfectly good for us, because it just means we're swinging into it for damage. We're not going to get it, but we do have Charon's Care to Charon's Care up this Arceus V-Star. Just get it out of harm's way. And then we're just going to swing this Trinity Nova, get rid of this Bibarel for them. Start taking prize cards, because as long as we take our other prize cards, we do just win this game. And I think we're in a really, really good situation here. The Hand Lock here, they were attacking us really hard, and it was a little bit sketchy. But in the end, Hand Lock is probably going to prevail here. And this is why I think this deck can be super, super strong at times, simply because there's nothing our opponents can do, especially with Charizard decks, where we're not taking prize cards early. They're not one-shotting our Arceus. We do have Hero's Cape, so we could have a 380 HP Arceus and start swinging into Charizards and start trading effectively. Now, The devolution play is really, really strong. Now, if they're playing heavy Charmeleon, it's not that great. It's not nearly as good into our opponents who are playing evolution, so Bibzard. But into Pidgeot Zard, it's really good. Into this deck, it's obviously really, really strong. Maybe we need to add a recovery option. It looks like they're just going to be sitting here. They're probably kind of like, wow, don't know what to do. I've just been hit with Hand Lock. Didn't even know it was in the format, to be honest. And not many people do. That's why I think this deck could be really great for cups and challenges, is nobody is really sitting here going, wow, I really think I'm going to play against Hand Lock. Now, maybe they're just sitting here going, well, I'm going to try to stall this guy out, see if he's going to concede. We're not going to concede here, and we are just going to sit and go Trinity Nova for 180 damage on this Chien-Pao. Next turn, we're going to swing again, 180 damage on that Chien-Pao, take our 2 prizes, and then I do believe we are going to win this game, unless they do have that 4th rare candy. The 4th rare candy could be really dangerous for us here, but it's not really looking like they have it. We're going to see if they're going to do anything or if they're just going to sit and pass. They might be trying to delay us out of the game here. I don't really know. Kind of just TCG live. Maybe a game will break on our side and we'll end up losing. Who knows? But hopefully we're just going to end up beating them by a deck out. And I think that would be absolutely hilarious, because seeing a deck like C-Pow deck out is just absolutely, it warms my soul. Now, maybe they're playing Iono. However, I already think they played an Iono earlier, and I doubt they're playing more than one. So I do think that they are literally just sitting here mad at us right now, which is kind of hilarious, to be honest. They're just waiting for us to effectively they're waiting for their timer to effectively run out. It's kind of an annoying thing for people to do, but that's how you know people are mad, bro. We're sitting here, we're just attacking, taking these 2 prizes on this C-Pow. They're going to sit, wait out this other turn. Again, it looks like we're going to swing that Chien-Pao. They're going to promote. Doesn't really matter what, because it's dying to Arceus here. And that is going to be the game, which is going to be super funny. They are going to deck out no matter what. But I think actually next turn we are going to pass and have them deck out with Skwovet in our active. I think that would be absolutely hilarious. It looks like they're going to be taking the max amount of time between actions. A little bit annoying. I don't encourage playing like this. It is kind of toxic, but it is what it is. I guess you could say we're playing a toxic deck, but you know what? Alternative win conditions are a good thing for this metagame, especially decks like Stall. I know it sucks. I know nobody enjoys playing against it, but it is an alternative win condition, and it is in the game for a reason. Pokemon prints these cards for reasons, guys, and it's to play them. So unless you really, really, really think that all these other win conditions besides taking prize cards suck, and maybe Stall is good for the game. And I actually encourage people to start playing against Stall more. It helps you learn to play against other deck variants, other archetypes. It helps you up your game a lot better. And their opponent was inactive for too long. That's going to be the game. I think that's honestly hilarious. But that's hand control for you guys. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. I hope you guys have a great night.